It's that time of year again for the StormTrack 9 annual winter outlook. We've been doing this for well over 50 years. I'm going to show you a little bit of history here. This is going to be part one where we focus on the local folklore of the winter forecast. And it all started with our good friend, the late Don Welch. We called him Grandpappy Welch because it was his folklore sayings that would carry over to the winter expectations for the season ahead. And then starting from the late 70s to today, these two guys have been handling the StormTrack 9 annual winter forecast. That's from 1982. There's me with the bad hair. There's Neil Pascal, and I was a weather watcher at the time here at NewsChannel 9 back in the early 1980s. And so I've been doing the winter weather forecast now for almost 20 years strong. Let's go back to Don Welch, though. Grandpappy would tell us the things he watched for the winter. First of all, the almanacs. What does the almanac say? Well, it's a split decision this year. One almanac says mild and dry, the other says cold and wet. So one of them is going to be right either way. Also, count the August dense fog. Many of you do that as well. I shared that on September 1st, that in Chattanooga we had 3 dense fogs. Now, folklore says however many dense fogs you have means how many good snows you'll have for the winter season. It rarely pans out, this number, but we'll take it for what it's worth and just see if it happens. Also, check the woolly worm bands. And I had several photos sent in. And remember, the woolly worms, it all comes down to the brown versus black shading. The more brown shading on there means a warmer winter, but the darker shading means a harsher winter. More brown shading, of course, means it's going to be a little bit milder. But take a look at this one. Joe Burgess sent this one in from earlier this fall, kind of equal bands all the way across. So a little bit of everything. I think that woolly worm might have a good sign of what could be ahead for the winter season. But if you look back at the past 5 winters, okay, this past winter we just had was the coldest in quite a while. Not only that, it was the snowiest and driest winter over the past 10 years. The cold January allowed the average temperature to drop below average for the first time in over 5 years, this decade alone. And snowfall last year right over 4 inches, well above the seasonal average. I've got these 2 highlighted because both of these winters occurred during what we call a weak La Nina phase. And we'll have a weak La Nina phase again this season. So in part 2, our next segment coming up, we'll talk more about how the weak La Nina could play a factor into the upcoming season.